Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Third Thoughts. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the Wandavision finale as well as some other MCU news. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. As tradition on Third Thoughts, Brantley, what were your thoughts on the Wandavision season finale?
The finale, man, I really loved it. Like, I thought it was a great way to end the show. It tied up really, I think, the main like plot points, and it was a really great conclusion to the show. I know some people might not have liked it as much, maybe found it a little underwhelming, but I personally thought it did its job. It did it well, and I really just overall thought the show was great throughout, and this was a great way to wrap it up.
Bro, what did you think of like the whole okay, actually I'm just gonna go into like really specific questions about what we're gonna talk about in the future of the MCU. So actually no, before we get into that, what did you think of the series as a whole? Because I already did a series review. If you guys want to check it out, you can click right up here on the video. But what did you think about the series as a whole? And then we'll go into episode by episode, or we can group it into our favorites. So don't give a ranking just yet, but what did you think overall?
Overall, it was pretty consistent. Like every week, I found myself like almost like pretty satisfied with every episode that came out. And of course, yeah, like a few duds. Like I was a big fan of what episode was four? I guess the one that we see like Monica's perspective. I mean, outside of that opening scene, the opening scene's like amazing, like one of my favorite scenes in the MCU. But I would say after that, the episode was kind of it was for me. But after that, I mean, I really thought that the show was pretty like consistent afterwards. At that point, I thought it was mostly just it was great for the most part, and I really am excited MCU kind of took this risk, and I can't wait to see what they do in the future because I've seen like the response to the show has been. I mean, mostly I've seen most of it overwhelming pretty good. So I mean, I think it's a good sign for MCU going forward that this might be the green light for Marvel to say like, okay, we can do more unique stuff in the future. So that's good.
Maybe that's why they announced the rated R thing, because people maybe like this show kind of Marvel is like, oh, everyone expects us to do like a rated R, like crazy stuff now. So maybe they came out to kind of just like dial down the hype and be like, only Deadpool 3 is going to be rated R for movies that they're planning so far. I feel like that might be the
Yeah.
reason.
I would say like I feel like MCU like it's definitely gonna be a slow progression. I don't expect them to like go like a full 180 with like a bunch of like rated R like super dark projects. And I think that they'll probably test the waters with Wanda and Doctor Strange like right now, and then of course Deadpool down the line. But I mean, I still think that a good amount of the MCU properties will still be kind of like normal like MCU kind of affairs for the most part.
I think X-Men might be that. Maybe that's why. And we're going to talk about New Mutants later, guys. But I definitely think that X-Men might be one of those projects that Marvel decides to go all in with the dark, not necessarily even blood, because I don't ever think Marvel's going to go all in with like stabbing and all that. Because if you think about it, even kids like that watch like mature rated TV shows are always equivalent to a rated R movie, right? No matter whether it's for cursing or for blood. And so I feel like if Marvel can kind of tease in the rated R because they're already doing rated mature shows, which with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think if they can slowly tease it into the MCU, they might choose like one property in the future and make that whole thing like pretty like rate like for mature audiences, I guess.
Hopefully they do that with hopefully they do that with Blade, even though as of now like rumored to be PG-13 because of what Kevin Feige said. But hopefully, I was thinking that they would do that with Blade. That'd be like the first kind of like MCU movie that would be like rated R. So, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
could
think that
definitely
it's
see
definitely be a
them.
slow progression.
Yeah, slow progression for sure. Because I honestly, even like in the future, I just don't see Marvel like kind of going away from that face of we're mature superheroes for kids. Like we're like slightly edgy with like Captain America and like Iron Man saying curse words, but other than that, we don't go too far. I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy might be like the edgiest comedy we get, and like in terms of not kind of going into that Deadpool territory. What was your ranking for the episodes? I think we can start there because I actually as the day this video goes up, my rankings will
Mm.
go up later today. So if you guys are watching this, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on so you get notified whenever the video comes out later today. So at number 8 on my list, I grouped up episodes 1 and 2. I heard a lot of people actually put I think like episode 4 just because of like how like they didn't like the sword perspective. But what was your like number 8 or just like bottom tier episodes?
Bottom tier. I'll say episode one probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably one.
Would episode 2 be the one right next to it?
I don't know, bro. Look, I thought four there, bro. Because like two, I really like how it like that ending was crazy with the beekeeper and then she like reversed it and stuff like that was dope to me. I really liked it because it still kind of kept the intrigue. We still like didn't know what was going on at the time. I mean, I think it's definitely kind of a big shift. 'Cause, like up to that point, we had 3 episodes, just like straight like sitcom formats. We were kind of like comfortable with that, and then they kind of just flipped it, which isn't bad. But yeah, it was kind of jarring at first. I mean, personally, I don't think there's any bad episodes. Like I'll say every episode has this like minimum like a 7 out of 10 for me personally,
Yeah,
like
I put
up
in
from that point.
all my video in my video, everything was a 7 to I think the max was a 9.5. And even then, like I think like every two episodes that were rated, they were rated the same. So like the last ones were rated sevens, and then the middle ones are rated like 7.5, or like bottom half 7.5, and then it went up to 8, 9, and 9.5. So I feel like definitely there's a distinction in like just I wouldn't even say quality, just like content in each of the episodes. Because, for example, like in the Sword episodes, or where even when they start just regularly, like when they started cutting back to Sword in general, I honestly didn't really like the Sword content. Like, I would have much rather seen Inside of Westview and just Wanda seeing Havoc and like Vision trying to figure out what's going on. Like, I 100% would have rather seen all of that, but it is what it is. Like, what did you think of the Sword, like cutting back to Sword and stuff?
Um, I feel like sometimes it could be a little annoying, but personally, overall, I didn't mind it because I felt also like for the audience perspective, kind of gave like a group of characters to like world the audience in a way. And of course, I mean, they kind of had to do it to build up Monica. So I mean, I didn't mind it, but I can see like at some points it was annoying. Like I don't like the cutback in the like big reveal with Pietro, cut back to
Yeah.
Darcy and stuff. Like that was kind of one moment like, it wasn't really needed. Like I feel like that could have been like a good way to end the episode there without any cuts or anything. But yeah, overall I liked it though. I didn't dislike the sword sections that much.
Did you think? What do you think of Sword's future? I mean, I'm just gonna get into questions now about what this show is doing. What do
Sword
you think Sword's
future,
future is?
man.
Because if you think about it, like they have the Captain Marvel 2, like they could probably heavily be in Captain Marvel 2, or they could completely kind of dismantle Sword for right now and kind of reintroduce them in Secret Invasion. Because remember, Hayward was the director, and Monica's going up to meet whoever it is. I personally think it's Nick Fury. So what do you think they're gonna do with them? Jimmy Woo?
Oh well, bro. Okay, so I saw this tweet and I forgot, but in the comics, Jimmy Woo leads like some team, like some weird, like I don't know if they're mutants, but they're like some weird people. It's like some gorilla dude, some other people. It's like they're like called like Atlas, like some team like with the name Atlas in it, with the word Atlas in it. Bro, I'm so down for a show like that. Bro, Jimmy Woo, like he's like the crew is like these like kind of misfit people doing stuff. Like I just need some sort of Jimmy Woo spinoff, man. Like he's
I'm
such a good
down for that.
character.
I'm always down
I
for
need
that,
it.
bro. Dude, I would love to see like not even just an X-Files show, but just any show with Jimmy Woo. Like I don't care because his
Exactly.
personality, I think, is what carries it. Like I don't even think it's just his character. Like personality wise, he would be perfect to revolve a show around.
Especially like just like some sort of like comedy or something like that would be so perfect. Like kind of like a maybe like a buddy cop comedy, anything. Like he's just so good. So I need more Jimmy Woo. Um, as for Darcy, I have no idea. She teased that saying she was gonna be in more MCU products. I think like in an
Yeah.
interview or something. So she'll be in something down the line, but I don't know where she's really gonna like go from here. I have no idea, honestly.
Dude, bro, I okay, so this is a little bit off topic, but I was when I was re actually as we're recording this right now, I'm rewatching WandaVision. It's literally a day after the season ended, but I'm already rewatching it. And I watched episode 2 again, obviously, and I cannot get past how many times they mentioned the devil in any of the episodes. The clocks and the
Uh,
watches in the advertisement, the devil's in the details. Literally, they said so much stuff, bro. Like it's literally insane that nothing happened with Mephisto. I personally, actually, this is kind of relevant. Do you think Mephisto is still behind stuff, or a
I think
Mephisto type of
that's
character? Let's just say a Mephisto type of character, because
yeah. I
Marvel
think that
could go in any
definitely.
direction with Mephisto.
I think a Mephisto type of character is definitely behind like all of this somehow. I feel like that has to kind of be like the main, like someone has to be in Multiverse of Madness. I feel like it's like a big kind of force. I would say. So I definitely think that a Mephisto type of character is behind this, but it is kind of weird how they didn't really blatantly like reveal that in the show at a certain point. Because I mean, you're right. It's like they were kind of teasing it at certain points. Like yeah, like that line with Agatha, like, that still kind of never really made any sense by the end of the show. So I don't know. I mean, man, it's
Dude, I
I
think
hope so.
Marvel's like double duping us. So like basically, you know how like we've been getting multiverse baited like twice already. We got Evan Peters and then
Yeah.
Mysterio's multiverse bait, bro. So I'm thinking, what if they're baiting us for all of this stuff? Because we have to know the okay, we can't even be idiots like this. The multiverse is real in the MCU because there's a movie called Multiverse of Madness. So we can't be that stupid. It's still a thing. So I'm thinking, they might have Mephisto or a Mephisto type of character that's the main villain in Multiverse of Madness, but we won't even think about it because they've duped us so much about the multiverse already. So we're like, oh, it's just a small line. Like no one cares about it. Like they teased it a couple times. Literally, they brought Evan Peters all the way back, a fan favorite, and they brought him back as a fan favorite character, and then we got duped. So obviously, we're not going to believe if Mephisto's going to be in Multiverse of Madness. That's why I'm still a little bit more confident in the fact that Mysterio might play a slightly big role in the MCU, just because I feel like if they're gonna dupe us like this, they have to have been like kind of preparing us for it, and they have been preparing us for it in the beginning episodes of WandaVision. Also, they kind of stopped mentioning him towards the end of WandaVision. Like they only mentioned him in like the first few episodes, if you noticed. So I don't
Right.
really know what direction they're going with Mephisto. What do you think they're gonna do in like the overall direction of Mephisto? I guess you could say.
I mean, I do think the probably behind it. I'm thinking that maybe the kids obviously will have some relation to him, like how it was in the comics. So I definitely think that that's probably going to be the case. It's going to, I think everything's going to tie back to the kids in some way, like in terms of Juan's motivation, maybe like the villains' like motivations. Like the kids are going to be kind of like the center of the plot. I feel like, but yeah, I mean, honestly, I read some Twitter. Someone put this out on Twitter. By the end of WandaVision, bro, since Evan Peters is not from a multiverse, bro, WandaVision literally had nothing to do with the multiverse at all. If you think about it, by the end of the show, nothing
Okay,
happened with the multiverse
yes, I saw this.
in
I
the
saw
show.
this.
I was like, dang,
I
I didn't
saw
even realize
this.
that.
I saw this, and I have a very normal person reaction to this. After watching WandaVision, actually, while watching WandaVision, I'm gonna admit this, guys. My expectations were off the charts. Okay, I was like, this is gonna be top tier, and honestly, I still have these expectations for Multiverse of Madness, and they're not going anywhere. Okay, I don't care what anyone says. Everyone will be like, if you're a true fan, you won't overhype it. No, I am a true fan, and this will be the best Marvel movie ever made. I think Multiverse of Madness will be. But going back to WandaVision and Evan Peters specifically, there people are like complaining, like, okay, he had no character, he had no purpose. They didn't introduce the multiverse. No one cares about the multiverse in a story about Wanda. It is a story.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I'm not saying you said this, Burnley. I'm just saying in general to the audience. It's not a show about Mephisto. It's not a show about Doctor Strange. It's not a show about the multiverse. It's a show about Wanda, her story, her love life, and everything that she's been through, and her past, and what her character is building up for in the future. This show isn't about anyone else. This show is about Wanda. So, yes, I'm disappointed I didn't get a cameo from Doctor Strange. Yes, I'm disappointed I didn't get a cameo from the aerospace engineer that doesn't exist. But I'm still happy at the end of the day because we got one of the best heroes or villain storylines. We'll get into this later, but villain storylines of all time, in my opinion. Okay. This might have been the greatest character buildup I've ever seen. Even, and honestly, okay, people are like, oh, it's not fair. Tony Stark didn't get as much screen time, bro. Come on. Tony Stark was in the MCU for 10 years. And
Exactly right. Yes,
I would be more
so
sad
many
if Wanda
movies.
died than Tony Stark. I'm going to be 100% honest. What do you, I mean, that's not even a question I've written down, but if Wanda died in Multiverse of Madness and it was like a sentimental death like Tony's, would you be more sad about that? Because I didn't shed one tear when Tony died, but I cried my eyes out when Vision died.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like when it comes to Tony, like throughout the MCU, I never really like I always liked the character because he was just like Robert Downey Jr. did so like such a good job in the role. He was always just like very charismatic and very good. But like in
Yeah.
terms of the character, like he developed, but every movie kind of acts like the same guy in a way. Like he's just like the cocky like tech guy. I mean, then like usually at the like end of every movie, he kind of just like redeems himself or like has like a heartfelt moment. But like I don't know, it just didn't feel like as like it didn't feel like a genuine like progression to me. It kind of felt kind of forced in some ways with Tony. I think that's why like, I didn't like really connect with his death that much. Cause like the build up to it, honestly, thought most of the movies just felt kind of very like forced. Like yes, we're like developing this guy. It didn't feel very natural in my opinion.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. If they didn't do that, like obviously they had to kill off Tony. Like they had no other choice. You can't kill off Captain America because he's not the center of the MCU. But I would have felt more like sad if Captain America died.
Definitely. Yeah, same here.
Not only because one of his movies is better than Iron Man's entire trilogy, but it's mostly because I think that Captain America actually connects with people. Tony Stark has like little to no connection. He might have a connection when it comes to like losing everything in his family, I guess, and like succeeding, but he's already rich, bro. Like he has like I guess okay. I would disagree with you when it comes to like the growth, because like as a character, I guess he didn't grow, but like you can definitely tell mentally he would grow. Because like if you think about it, like if he had to make this choice to kill himself to save the universe, he definitely wouldn't have done it in the previous Avengers movies.
No, I agree. No, I think that he definitely grew, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like it just didn't feel like as genuine to me as like I feel like the progression of like Wanda so far throughout WandaVision like felt a lot more. I mean,
Natural.
obviously we had like a little like more intimate moments with Wanda. That's probably that could be why also, but like it just felt a little more natural than Tony's overall progression throughout the MCU.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. Wanda's definitely like more has the probably the most like fluid transition, I guess you could say. Just in terms of being a character overall. Because I guess this leads into my next thing I want to talk about. But like, do you think Wanda is officially evil? Because I feel like this show really transforms Wanda's character. I think from a logistical standpoint, she is 100% evil. We already talked about this yesterday, Brantley. The agony, the torture, all that shit that she put the citizens of Westview through. Wanda is definitely evil. That's not a question. That's no one should be asking that. But is Wanda going to be considered a villain? So I'll let you speak first on this because I have a few things to say too. But go ahead.
Yeah, here's the thing. So like technically, like I think yeah, she's like what she did in the action stuff is obviously like something a villain would do. But I guess this is different because like from the audience perspective, we've seen like what she's been through and stuff like that. So it kind of makes it a bit more like conflicting to like go against her. But yeah, I would agree with you. Like technically, she is a villain. Like what she did was wrong. She just happened like get away with it technically. But like yeah, what she did was completely wrong. And I mean, but I do think this will follow her because technically the government and stuff. I mean, it's not like she like met with like government and stuff like that. Like she's technically still kind of like on the run.
She's on
Technically,
the run.
Monica
Yeah,
just let
I was
her
gonna bring
go,
that up.
so she's
Yes,
still
I was gonna
technically
bring
like
that up,
hunted. Like, so she's still
bro.
evil in a way. She's still like a villain. So yeah,
Dude, I
I
was
agree
gonna
with you. She's
say.
definitely a villain.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, dude, what if the government like this is one thing honestly that I thought of like earlier today. I was also watching Chris Stuckman's review on WandaVision, the series overall, and he was mentioning he's like, Wanda literally took an entire town hostage and has suffered zero repercussions for that. Like that is absolutely crazy because like Tony basically like or the Avengers, I guess, destroyed an entire city, and they literally got like split up because of government stuff. Wanda has suffered no like consequences at all, which is crazy to say. But my thing is maybe the government's just stepping away. They're like, it's okay, let these people live their lives. Wanda's a little too powerful for us. They already saw what she could do. So maybe they're just leaving her alone.
I don't know, man. I find it interesting though, because even like though Hayward got arrested and stuff, like technically Hayward like was Loki doing the right thing. I mean, besides like using Vision, like which kind of like it's a bit morally wrong, but overall, like what he was trying to do, like technically that's what a government or military should do. If that was like a real situation, like should
Well,
neutralize
no,
like that
well,
threat.
well, the entire time the entire time Hayward was going for Vision's body. He was never going for Wanda. Because remember, he was only tracking Vision in the episode in the Halloween episode when Darcy was looking at his computer and they found that he was only tracking the vibranium. So he was only looking for Vision the whole time, and
So
then
why'd
he
he go after
realized how
Wanda
powerful
then?
Wanda was, and the only way to get Vision was to eliminate Wanda.
But he already had Vision though, because Wanda never took Vision.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
So why did he go after her?
No, no,
So
because
Wanda
no,
never.
I was Bradley, I swear to God, I was literally just rewatching episode 6, bro. Darcy is on Hayward's computer. She's tracking where is Vision, right? She's like, I mean, sorry, where's Wander? She's on the computer and she sees a dot, and then they're like, it's a trace of vibranium. So that makes no sense.
Yeah, because she never took Wanda, as we found out later on, like episode 8. She never took. I mean, she never took Vision. I mean, so Hayward always had Vision. I don't know
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
to make
What
White
was he
Vision grow.
tracking though? Because he wasn't going to kill Wanda. Because the only reason he
I
wanted
don't
to
know,
kill Wanda was
man.
to get Vision back.
That is true, but then we found out that she never even took Vision. What the heck? Wait, what's going on?
Wait,
Hold
maybe he
on.
was duping everyone at Sword, bro.
Maybe yeah. Maybe that's like maybe he always want to take out Wanda. Maybe that's like he's lied about his intentions. But
No, no, and
I
maybe it's trick. No, maybe he never wanted to take out
mm,
Wanda. Maybe he just wanted to get her energy, and that's why he sent that thing in there. Because remember, he sent that drone in there, and that's how he got the energy for White Vision.
but also it's weird because White Vision, he said his goal was to kill Vision, the other Vision. But why would you need to do that if you already have White Vision. I'm so confused. Like, why would you need to kill that Vision?
Dang, you're right, bro. There's
He's not
so
even
many
a real
plot holes
Vision.
here.
He's not even a real Vision. Why kill him? That makes no sense. There's no point in doing that.
Dang, you're right.
Dude, what's happening? Wait a minute.
What the heck?
I'm about
There's
to
so
do
many
watch the show
plot
too,
points.
bro.
There's so many plot holes
Because
here.
why would you need to kill a fake
Yeah,
Vision?
why would he
You
want
already
to
have a
kill
real
him
guy.
if he's not even alive technically? I guess. Okay, well, talking about
That's
Vision, what do you think Vision's role is going to be in the MCU coming up? I don't know what they're going to do with Vision. What do you think?
I don't know. I've seen people online say that maybe he could like end up like leaving like the Young Avengers. I think that's what he does in the comics. He kind of like the like mentor basically. So that could be the case too down the line. But I think for now he'll probably just be gone for a little bit and just come back later. That's what I'm thinking. I mean I can see him coming out as like some like crazy like unexpected cameo like down the line. That was super cool to me. He was like don't see it coming because we completely forgot
Yeah.
about White Vision after this show. So
Oh, the fight
I'm
scene,
excited.
bro. The fight scene. Okay. Here's the thing, bro. I honestly like rewatching the earlier episodes, realized that the reason that the fight scenes like just did sit like I love the fight scenes and everything, but like Wanda and Agnes fighting in a cloud of red smoke, like in the sky with a bunch of like smoke and red like spells surrounding them. I feel like it didn't like sit right with me in the first watch because I honestly valued like intimate moments in the show more, so much more than fighting. Like I honestly like the scene with Vision and White Vision inside of the library. Like I don't know why, but I like that so much more than Wanda and Agnes's fight. Like so much of Wanda and Agnes's fight could have been cut out, and it could have just been more intimate moments. And I don't see why they didn't do that. But I felt like they kind of had to have classic MCU action in there, so that's kind of why they did it. But I'm definitely not complaining about the Vision versus Vision fight because I mentioned this in my review for the episode, but it reminded me so much of Superman, bro. Like I just want another Superman movie after watching that
I
because
see
it,
that.
it reminded me of the fight between Superman and General Zod, bro. It was so crazy. Like literally, that's all I could think of too. Just two super powerful beings going at it in the sky. It just looks so dope. Like I missed that. Like, what did you think of that
Yeah, I was
fight?
sick.
What did you think of that fight?
Personally, I definitely preferred the White Vision versus Vision like fight over the Agatha and Scarlet
Yeah,
Witch fight because I just feel like the Agatha
100%.
Scarlet Witch fight it just wasn't any like flash or it was just them shooting stuff at each other and like flying
Yeah.
around like it was very bland to me compared to like the White Vision and Vision fight. The fact that like they started talking at the end, Vision and White Vision, that's kind of how the fight ended. Like it was just more unique to me and way more compelling than the Agatha fight.
I think
But
the
overall, I
Agatha.
mean, I
Go
thought it was
ahead.
super dope, and I can't wait to see the action like in Multiverse of Madness. I can't wait to see the action in that because I mean, I hope it's a little more like visually like interesting. Like I hope it's more of like Doctor Strange action than like this Agatha fight. Hopefully, it's a little bit more like visually like engaging.
One thing I noticed in the during the fights, bro, that's when I could definitely start to tell it's a TV show. Because the CGI just looked a little bit off. Like when Vision and White
Yeah,
Vision were fighting, and no, this sorry, excuse my incorrect language, but the sky fights looked absolutely beautiful. But when I think it was a scene where White Vision was like chasing regular Vision, and Vision was like down here, White Vision was up here. It was like blasting like blue rays at him, and like the ground was like crumbling underneath him. It looked
yeah,
so bad, bro. The ground looked
yeah.
so bad. It was like a weird chunks. It's like they couldn't do the simulations properly on their software and stuff. Okay, I understand it's a TV show, but Marvel, come on, you need to do better with your budgeting, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, but we're not the CW TV shows out here. Okay, we got to
I don't
have
think
our
it was
budget
that
in the
bad.
right
I don't
place.
think it was that bad. I don't think it was that
No, no, it was just that one clip, and it really annoyed
bad.
the crap out of me because I was literally having an argument with this guy on my TikTok today, like on my TikTok page today, in the comments, because I like started bashing the CW in one of my TikToks, and I was like, the CW puts their budget in the completely wrong place. I want to make a full YouTube video about this, actually, guys. I'm writing it right now, but the CW puts all their budgets in the wrong place. That's why shows like The Mandalorian and The Witcher do a lot better. Obviously, they have a bigger budget, but their stories are just better. CW has lazy writing, and some dude was like, "Oh, they just don't have as big of a budget as Marvel and Netflix and Disney Plus." I'm like, bro, all they have to do is make one or two less CGI, complete CGI scenes, and put like maybe like $100,000 more dollars into writing, bro. Hire like two more writers. Come on, and make the show a little bit better. But I think that's besides the fact. I mean, I think the biggest thing I wanted to talk about was, and I think this is one of the biggest plot holes. I'm not sure if you've heard about this, Brantley, but what happened to Agnes after the hex closed? Remember,
Dang, I didn't
Wanda
even think about that.
transformed Agnes. I mean, we're already on the topic of plot holes here, ladies and gentlemen. But
For real.
Wanda closed the hex. The hex is gone. But
Hmm.
Agnes ended off in the hex. So is Agnes back to normal? Or is Agnes still in a little square of a bubble? I don't know.
Yeah, that is weird. That's true. Because yeah, the hex is gone and she did what she like maybe she like trapped her like in that form, maybe. So she's like always gonna be like, I don't know. That's odd because and also yeah,
That's
because
yeah.
like because but technically with the hex being gone, that means also like the ruins are gone. So that means Agatha can use her magic now too. If she's still alive, of course, like and stuff. I mean, since she's still alive and stuff, so like she can use her magic now, technically. Maybe that's just a plot hole, though. I don't know. Yeah. But how they like that was so dumb. Like in multiple
Yeah,
match, she
that,
like comes back, she's like, you're just an idiot. You
yeah, you
close
just
the
didn't
X.
close. You just forgot to keep the hex closed, fam. Like, dude, literally, I don't understand why Wanda couldn't have just like Wanda's so powerful. Why couldn't she have just created humans? Like, just create Billy, Tommy, and Vision again? Like, that makes no sense to me.
I guess I think that was still like involved, like gets manipulating the reality. I don't know. I almost she makes like a pin like out of like. But I guess you're right though, because she did make Vision appear out of like literally thin air. So she probably could do the same. I have no
But why does
idea
it have to
why
be
she
in a
do that.
hex? Can't you just make him appear? Like, she's so powerful.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. That's a good point.
all right, so talking about spells and stuff, bro. Wanda, I think actually this relates more to her becoming a villain. Bro, the first spell book she's reading is the Darkhold. I think we have to mention that.
Mm,
How is you cannot no one on this planet, I'm not saying you said this, Brilliant, but no one on this planet can tell me Wanda is not a villain when the first book she's reading is
mm,
straight out of hell. Okay. She's literally reading a book crafted in hell and literally made by the devil. She has a whole page in a book created by devils and demons, bro. She is evil. Like you can't tell me otherwise. What do you think of
yeah.
her? What do you think of the fact that she's reading the Darkhold first?
I mean, bro, like technically, like Agatha honestly like said it. Like she was kind of like spitting facts. Like it's literally in Wanda's basically like destiny to become evil, basically to
Villain.
become the
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch. Like yeah, according to the book. So I mean, she kind of really didn't like choose this life. Like it was just her destiny was to become this eventually. So it's just kind of this inevitable thing that's now happening. So I think that's pretty cool. And I'm excited to see, dude. Like Villain Wanda would be just crazy, man. Like if he's like a villain for a good amount of the movie in multiple matters, even like the main villain, like that would be amazing. I think that's so cool to see. That'd be something the MCS did before, like a full just like 180 character switch. That would,
Yeah, I
that'd
don't
be
know if you
so cool.
noticed this, but at the end of like in the post credit scene, when Wanda's like getting her when Wanda's getting her tea and she's reading the Darkhold, remember in Doctor Strange when Strange is sleeping and then he's performing surgery on someone, like but it's his consciousness doing it.
Oh, yeah, it's like his like second form kind of
Yeah,
like
but
his
his main body has to be sleeping. That's
yeah
how powerful Wanda is. She doesn't have to be sleeping. Like she can still be doing other tasks and still be
yeah.
doing stuff in her second body form. That is
I mean, I could consider
absolutely
herself.
insane, bro.
Yeah, I could consider
She's
herself.
dude, she's too okay. This okay. I know there's a big debate going on. Is Strange more powerful than Wanda? Who's more powerful? I know. No, no. Listen, Bradley. Listen. I have
Who's
something in
debating?
Strange's favor. Listen. So basically, I had this conversation on TikTok with someone too. So basically, you remember when Agnes said like she's stronger than the sorcerer Almighty
Yeah,
or whatever?
yeah,
But
Supreme.
apparently in Doctor Strange, I don't know if this is 100% true, but I'm gonna assume it is because it literally happened in a movie. But the all-knowing said, you know, the all-knowing, the bald chick that was the orange robe in Doctor Strange.
Oh, the ancient one, that chick.
Yeah, the ancient one, whatever. Yeah.
Mm.
So she was like, "You're more strange." She was telling Strange, she's like, "You're more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme." So that kind of puts us in an unknowing territory
I thought Doctor
because
Strange was a Sorcerer Supreme. What?
no. He's not the Sorcerer
Oh,
Supreme. No, I
oh,
thought he
I'm
was too. I
tripping.
thought he was too. That's what Agnes mentioned, but he's not the Sorcerer Supreme. The all-knowing one said he's stronger than the Sorcerer Supreme, but we know Wanda is stronger than the Sorcerer Supreme too. So
I don't know. I think she's more powerful than the Strange
I think
personally.
she's more
Because I mean, the
powerful.
video I watched, someone
Yeah.
broke it down. Basically, I watched the person said that Strange can't like manipulate reality. Apparently, he can only like kind of manipulate like, things in reality. But I don't think, according
He
like
can't
I guess the
manipulate
comics
whole
and his power, he
realities.
can't like he can't do like what Wanda just did like with the hex and stuff. He can't do anything on like on that scale. So I don't
So
know.
I'm confused, bro. Like, is chaos magic something that only occurs in like, is it a type of magic? Because I feel like if anyone has that magic, then anyone can create a different reality. So I'm thinking only Wanda has chaos magic, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I think that's kind of what makes like the Scarlet Witch. I think is like her ability to use it. That's what I'm
Oh,
thinking.
okay. Well, I think the final thing we can talk about is actually I have two more things. We already talked about this a little bit, but you gotta tell the people why did you not like Agnes as a villain?
That with the actress Catherine Hine, I thought she did really a job like bringing charisma to the role. It was very fun. You knew that she really was enjoying what she was doing. But personally, I just found it kind of like very cheesy and just very like
Bland,
to
very
me it
bland.
didn't like really. Yeah, it just felt very just like And to me, it really honestly the show when it like did like the darker moments and like darker tones when she like started talking stuff, it kind of really just threw off the tone to me because she's like didn't really fit in the moment in my opinion. Like it felt like I don't know, just the way she was acting stuff probably just made the moment seem a little bit less serious. So that's another reason why. But I thought that overall she was just pretty bland. Same thing with Hayward too. But I
Well,
think that's
okay,
probably the
I
biggest
think
like
I can
biggest aspect
defend
of the show is
Agnes.
the
I think I
villain.
can defend Agnes on the comedy part because you have to remember it's a sitcom. So, or wait, are we talking about Agatha or just Agnes? Because I think in the sitcom world, it's excusable for her to do that because it's
Oh
supposed
yeah.
to be a sitcom, so she knows her role in the sitcom and she knows that she's supposed to break up the intense moments. Because remember, she's like, "Oh, was that not in part of the script to Wanda?" So I feel like there are moments where it's like it's needed for that. It might seem weird to us, but you have to think about it. That's the point. We are supposed to be confused.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, no. I'm talking like Agatha like post like her reveal. Like prior to that, bro, Agatha honestly like Agatha might be like my favorite character in the show, bro. Like before the reveal, but
Yeah.
after the reveal, that's kind of when I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think the final thing we can talk about regarding WandaVision is what do you think of the Scarlet Witch costume?
Oh, good man. MCU just their costumes. I feel like they're so good because like it's not like they aren't like as exaggerated as like the comic costumes, but they kind of tone it down just enough. But it's you can still like tell it's like the comic accurate thing. That's what I love about the costumes so much in the MCU. And I really feel like, dude, it looks so sick. I like the dark red, everything it looks
The
amazing.
Mysterio look? What the hell am I saying?
Magneto.
Magneto.
I was
Why
looking
did I
too,
say
bro.
Mysterio? Yeah,
I got
no,
what you were
Mysterio.
saying.
Magneto is coming in the MCU. That's what I meant to say. Magneto is coming in the MCU because dude, their suits look so similar. Like the red. Also, I like that they went with the darker
Yeah.
red because it shows that she's like a lot like more dark. Because I felt like in like for example like episode 6 when she was wearing the bright red, she looked like she felt like a lot more innocent of a character. But like the dark red really shows like her magic is a lot darker. I don't know. Maybe that's just me thinking too much, but that's kind of what it resembles to me. Like her costume in general just resembles. Also, dude, her costume is so sleek, and the hood that she gets to wear, like when she's flying at
Yes,
the end, it
bro.
looks so good, bro. Marvel never missed. I think the only reason I don't like some of their costume designs is like I think Rhodey was a little bit too bulky, like Rhodey's costume. And I think
It's just like a suit.
no, bro,
I'm
Rhodey?
confused. You're talking about like, yeah, Rhodey. Like, it's like, you mean like his actual armor, like his armor?
Yeah, his armor is so like fat, like it's like so bulky, bro. What are you
Oh, okay,
talking
I see what
about?
you're saying.
Yeah,
No, you
no,
like his like costume. I was like, yeah, it's like the armor. But I like armor's like kind of supposed to be like bulky, I guess, a little bit.
no, but like Iron Man's is like slim though.
Well,
Are
he's
we?
got like slimmer over time, though. I think like as the MC like moved on,
But it was
I would
still
say.
always pretty slim. Like Rhodey was always like a big, like bulky, like armory suit, like a super like thick
Oh,
armor.
that's true. That's true. That's true.
So I think that's the
That's
one
true.
design I didn't like. And then I didn't like some of the variations of the Iron Man suit. Just as I felt like they were going a little bit too far with like the mechanics on. Like I like it more when it's like a lot. Like I think the Infinity War one was like probably my favorite by far.
Oh, that was so yes, bro.
Like
The film
it
was
was a
oh,
little
that
bit.
was
I think it was a
amazing.
little bit too over the top sometimes, but it was still so like the nanotechnology. Like okay, let's
Yeah.
be honest, bro. It kind of takes away from the whole like I come from inside of a cave like type of Iron Man suit. you know? Like it didn't resemble the
Oh yeah,
classic
that's
suit
true.
at
That's true.
all.
But it looks sleek though. Like
Yeah,
it's
it
like
looks
the
sick
eyes,
though.
that suit is so sick.
But yeah,
Man.
guys, that's basically all we're going to talk about WandaVision related. Now we're going to quickly talk about the Mutants reboot. Brilliant, I'll let you talk about this because I know you have a little bit to say about it, so go ahead.
Yeah, so earlier this week there was a rumor about a Mutants reboot from Marvel. Of course, Marvel fights the X-Men like they're like 5, 6 years down the line, but still this rumor came out about there being a Mutants reboot. So I'm just excited that they're rebooting. A lot of people wanted them to bring the X-Men from the Fox universe back into the MCU, but I'm kind of happy we're getting a fresh start, new actors, new origins, like all that stuff. I'm just so hyped. Like the Mutants, they can just bring so much to the MCU, so many new storylines. Just oh man, I can't wait, man. Amazing.
I hope that they do stuff in the past. Like I hope they don't make mutants a new thing in the MCU right now. But at the same time, I don't understand how they would explain like that.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Like, but like I don't want. I feel like maybe like they made like they just like I think the dumbest thing they could do, which is probably what they're gonna do, is just say the mutants were hiding like in some like stupid like far away like school or something. Like the mutants are hiding. I think that's what they're gonna do, but I don't really know how they're gonna do it because I don't want them to just like start appearing now. Like I don't want like a Magneto origin right now, like current day. That's so stupid. Like why would Magneto be 5 years old when Wanda's already like 30 something? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can still get the powers as like an adult or something. If we are going like the theory of I saw a theory someone's like saying like, oh, people that came out from the snap, their X genes get activated once they came out from the snap. So like in that case, you could have it where like people would have powers now. I feel like you still kind of have the storyline with them being like discriminated against all kind of stuff because there's like these new things that people don't understand. People are like, oh, I'm scared, like my kid and all that stuff, like my son or whatever, my family, like who are these people and stuff like that. Because they just like don't know. So I mean, I feel like you still kind of do like this X-Men kind of storylines with them being new, but I think it'll be a little bit harder.
Yeah, I don't know why. I automatically thought that they had to be like born mutants, but that's not how it works at all. Like they could have the first line of mutants doesn't even come from birth, so I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, dude, I definitely think that they have so much potential, especially with the reboot, bro. I feel like if they manage to reboot them like properly, the X-Men could definitely become like a new face of the MCU. Yeah, like obviously Fantastic Four, they're probably gonna plan on Fantastic Four having like 3 movies and then probably dismantling them. I don't know. Like I think Fantastic Four will have a minimum of 3 movies, literally strictly off of the names that they carry. Because also, if you have the Fantastic Four in any shape or form, you have to have Doctor Doom. And I think they could genuinely like tie in like Fantastic Four and X-Men, especially with the reboot. And if they do like a crossover with Fantastic Four and X-Men, I will literally leave this planet. Like that would be a dream come true, bro.
Oh no.
The thing is, but I don't want the mutants to be like so like overpopulated though in the MCU. Because then they could just be like, okay, mutant, you go there, help these people. You go there, you help these people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't know how they really do that. I guess because I feel like the moons they have to be like frequent, like enough of them in the world for it to like make sense, but like also not like an overwhelming amount. But yeah, I think we should see how they're gonna do that because yeah, I don't know how they would pull that off. I guess or how
I
like
think
they'll make it
over
make sense in a way.
I think overall, bro, like I mean, this is another thing I'm really scared of. Like this is kind of going off topic of mutants, but I think that the MCU is gonna have too many like I mean, this sounds really weird, but I think the MCU might have too many heroes. Because like also you have to realize their audience is getting a lot older, so they're starting to realize these little details that they thought we would miss when we were younger. But I think it's just there's so many heroes now or that are planning on getting introduced that if say for example Thor, no, that doesn't make any sense. Thor's with the Guardians. Say like what's a new miss say Captain Marvel. No, Captain Marvel already has a trio basically with her. What is a new hero that we're gonna get? Oh, say She-Hulk is having a hard time fighting someone, right? She could literally call about 500 different heroes to help her. So are they just gonna completely not acknowledge that they exist? Or what is I'm confused.
I mean, I guess you could do it the same way. Like, I mean, same thing like in the comics also too. Like, I mean, usually people heroes crossover stuff like that. But I mean, you got situations like me, like the villain like captures the other hero or something like that. But I see what you're saying though. It is kind of a bit unrealistic at a certain point because it's like this doesn't make any sense. Like
Like,
why they
okay,
wouldn't
yeah,
call on someone
they're
else.
like they're like, oh, Spider-Man is in a different city or a different state. Oh my God, I have to ride a
Yeah.
cab there. It's gonna take a little too. No, you can all fly. 90% of you can fly there. Another 5% of you can super run or run super fast. It's not like they're limited to go anywhere. So I feel like the realism in the MCU is definitely going to start to dwindle away. And I feel like that's one big issue that we're going to start to see. I think that's basically my main issue. And including, I think that actually this does relate to the mutants. If we get X-Men and we get mutants in general, that's so many more people. And that's what I was talking about, the overpopulation of mutants. Because I feel like there's going to be so many people. And you have to kind of bring significance to a lot of the main X-Men because you can't just say like Quicksilver's here, boom, okay, he did this in this movie, now we're just going to completely just put him to the side. He's such a popular character. Same with literally Mystique, same with Mysterio, even Professor X. Like there's so many like other, and even if they introduce Wolverine, they all have such like valuable superpowers that you can't just kind of push them to the side for just a little bit. Like you always have to have them being used because they're so big and important in that they're so big and important when it comes to just superheroes in general. Like, how are you just gonna push them to the side? It's so unrealistic in my opinion. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do with that, bro.
Yeah. I mean, but I mean, I will say, I mean, if you think about right now, like let's say like Earth and HC, like I guess like not that much is really happening on Earth because then outside of like, I mean, obviously what Wanda just did and like the events of Far From Home. So I mean, I guess like right now it's not too bad, but I kids like eventually like yeah, what you're saying like that could be an issue that they could definitely run into. I mean, I could see there definitely be a situation like there could be a villain at some point like kind of is almost involved like two franchises almost kind of like I know in the comics like, I think like Doctor Doom you see like mainly a Fantastic Four villain, but then you could have him cross over like with the mutants or something like that too.
Yeah,
Maybe like
that's what I was saying.
intertwine
Yeah,
all of them together somehow. So I could
yeah.
see them doing that to kind of make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I don't I was gonna say Doctor Doom, mutants, and Fantastic Four, especially because they're all gonna be super far down the line. So I feel like that could really help. And I actually like that. Like we can actually kind of already see Marvel kind of spacing stuff out because we have multiverse stuff, right? That's not space stuff. That's multiverse. We have space stuff like cosmic stuff with Thor, Captain Marvel, Guardians, and then we have our Earth stuff with Spider-Man, the She-Hulk. What else do you have on Earth? Oh, Ant-Man is technically in the Earth. Ant-Man's technically Quantumania, so it's kind of in the multiverse a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. You have any final thoughts on just mutants in
I
general?
just think that they introduced them well, still kind of keep like the main like roots of like the team and all the characters, and that's pretty it. I mean, I think the MCU can definitely pull it off. I'm excited to see who they're going to cast and certain roles and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, I think the MCU probably definitely go for a good amount of unknown actors or people that are still kind of like rising. But I think they'll probably get a few big names in there as well. So I'm excited, man.
That's basically all we have for this episode, guys. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to drop a like ring down below. All of Brantley's socials will be at the top of the description if you guys want to go check that stuff out. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Road to 100 here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.